Okay, how does your lodge look? I would like for everyone that sees this video clip to write that statement down and then rewrite it and think about it for a little bit. How does your lodge look? You saw the outside of our building. It's a neat little one-story building. It's clean outside. Gives you a real good first impression. But now how does the outside of your building look? Does it need painting? Is the grass waist high? Is it unruly? If your car broke down, would you want your daughter to stop there and ask for some help? Make no mistake about it, my good brothers and sisters. You do not sell an ugly, unkept building for top dollar, and so you're not going to sell Odd Fellowship is up and coming if you're in a building that is down and going. Paint, grass cutting, cleaning is a very small price to pay for a really good first impression. 2 points that I'd like to make about coming into the lodge hall. The physical condition of the hall. Is the hall clean? What about the kitchen? What about the restrooms? And then the attitude of the members. Now, I cannot stress this enough because this is one major point that each lodge must overcome in order for you to be successful. The attitude of the membership. The second video dealt a little with branding, and I hope that all of you have watched that instructional PowerPoint that we pointed out. A prospective member, as they come into your lodge, will use their own characteristics to make the judgments about who we are. How do we present ourselves? They will recognize real fellowship or real friendship versus a false smile. They will pick up any underlying bitterness or harshness in what is said and how things are said. Am I saying then that you need to put on a big smile and pretend that your mother is sitting back into the kitchen? No. What I am saying is be real. Be who you really are. No pretense. Be open. Be friendly. A person that is really concerned about others' well-being. Just be a real person with your heart in your hand, wanting to have fun, wanting to do for other people, concerned about other people. One of the major sayings in life is this: you will never have a friend until you learn how to be one. And there's so much truth in that statement. We have too many lodges right now that are absolutely mired down in bitterness. Too many members that are harsh, ugly, because they're not getting their own way and they're not getting their own program up to the front. My good brothers and sisters, this cannot continue. We are our own worst enemy, and the only way out of this mess is to change attitudes, change the way that we do business, change the way that we conduct our lodge. We have lodges in almost every jurisdiction that are doing well. They're growing. They're bringing in new members. They're doing community works. And I dare say that should be the goal, should be the dream of every one of us. I want to belong to a lodge that is fun to attend, takes care of its business in an open and transparent manner, and then has fun. And then after that first session of fun, more fun. Lodges that are busy, doing things both for our own members and for the community, that's what we're about. We seek to improve and elevate the character of mankind. Everything runs off of this statement. All of our rituals, all of our teaching, all of our principles. If we are growing as a human being, if we're becoming a more mature individual, able to assist society to become a better, more humane society, then we are doing what we should be doing. I personally think that we should be able to enjoy ourselves while doing that. Nowhere I don't think that it is said that learning doesn't have to be enjoyable. So let's enjoy learning. What does your lodge look like? Consider with me a moment. If I could move the fancy lodge hall in Victoria into your town, what would happen? The lodges that are really doing well now would do better. They would love the lodge hall because it's beautiful. They could share it with others. They would let other people enjoy their success in some of their buildings. Some of our lodge, if I brought that into their town, would refuse to change. They wouldn't do anything. They would just have a nice place to die in. Now, some of the ones that need a spark might just take off. They may find some new ideas. They would begin to do some new things, some new programs. They could come up with new ways to present the one standard idea that we have. Well, brothers and sisters, I can't do that. I can't bring that lodge into your town. The representatives would scream and probably tar and feather me for the cost of it after I had done it. So what can we do? we can do some real serious soul searching. What do I want my lodge to be? What do I want my lodge to do? What do I have to give up in order to move the lodge forward? In an open, free-flowing discussion, find the direction that the lodge wants to move into and then do it, regardless of who leads and who follows, who does what, because the end result is what is going to benefit all of us. My brothers and sisters, it absolutely pains my soul to see a lodge fail, to close shop, either to merge or just fall by the wayside. We have successful lodges, lodges that are fun to attend, lodges that have no membership issues. Look at these lodges. What are they doing that we don't do? How do they work? How do they have fun? Why do people want to join them? I like to see the bigger, more successful lodges working with the weak brothers and sisters, helping, mentoring. That's what we're about. That's where we need to be, helping each other in the lodge. Be the brother or sister that we want to be. Let's start out by getting our lodge to looking like we would have it to look, both on the outside and the inside. We can change the world, but it will only be one person at a time, and so let's start that today.